Sir Ignacio de la Plata. What's going on, my friend? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the live stream. This is going to be fun. I'm very excited to be here, if I'm being honest. I know I say that every time. Boom! Very nice. Hello, John. John Chugan. Good to see you, lad. Oh, Simone de Marchi has pledged their sword. That's awesome. Hell yeah, brother. Excuse me. Drive Kung. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. There we go. My thing was not loading the way I needed it to. that was a bit odd, I think. Apologies. Anywho, lads, let's go. Deadshot in the party. Mojo, hello, my friend. Hello. Just some minutes before my mom came back from Scotland. That's funny that you should mention that. Because sorry, I'm still setting stuff up right now. But essentially, Ghost of Serbia, hello, hello, Walter, hello. Welcome everyone, welcome. But yeah, so I was watching what's it called? Braveheart again recently, which was a ton of fun. I absolutely love that game. Or hello, game? Dude, I'm so tired. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. But yeah, I was watching Braveheart recently, and obviously I finished the Last Kingdom again, and I just love, I don't know, I love Scotland. I love medieval Scotland. I think it's really, really cool. It's Western European without being your basic, like, you know, British knights and everything like that. You know, the Kingdom of England and everything. No, this is the Kingdom of Scotland. Scotland forever! My lord, I want to know what time it is in your country. It is, just shy of 6 p.m. 6 o'clock p.m. The light is still out. It is, in fact, still out. What factions will be made? Well, I'm glad you asked. First of all, hello. Look at me. Look me in my eyes. I am still trying to figure one more thing out, so just bear with me. We are playing with mods in Bannerlord, so I wanted to include the mod list here. The way I have to do that, however, is because I have the mod list like copied down on my phone, so I can copy and paste it into comments and stuff like that. Unfortunately for me, is that I can't just like send the list to my computer and then copy and paste it there. So I have to access the live stream from my phone and then add in the there we go, perfect, the mod list, and then paste it in the Dr. Block has been knighted, a member for 11 months. Kick ass, dude. That man's about to get his 1-year badge. That's awesome. And then paste this extensive ass mod list, and then save it manually. Bada bing, bada boom. Changes saved. Cool. Cool. So now, just to test it out, I am going to pull up the live stream on my phone, so bear with me one more time, y'all. I do appreciate y'all's patience with me. Nice. Cool. So I'm seeing all the live chat stuff, and my description has been updated. That's beautiful. Yeah, epic. Absolutely epic. Heck yeah, dude. Alright, cool. So here we are, lads. Welcome to the live stream. Yes, I did get a haircut. I am looking pretty good. Also, the fit check, you know, wearing my Star Wars shirt that I wore for Star Wars Day. I don't know. I like it. And then just a tank top because it's literally 100 degrees down here in the great state of Texas, which is absolute dog shit. A new member. Aw, come on. Hold on. I didn't even catch it. Walter. My friend Walter. Replay activity.
Ready to serve.
Yeah. Sir Walter of House Heartsleaf has been knighted. That's kick-ass, man. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Hey, my thing is acting up. It's alright. Duke! Nice to see ya. Hartwell White. Stop it. Anyway, welcome to the live stream, lads. We will be playing some Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, if you could not already tell. But a couple of things, as per usual, we always kick off a live stream by doing a little bit of chatting, a little bit of chit-chatting. So we are going to play some chit-chat for the time being. So in my We Need to Talk video discussing the future steps or the next steps of our channel, first of all, I love you guys. Y'all have definitely given me the response that I was hoping for. I was hoping you guys would be, really open and really, excited and helpful and just nurturing as well. And I don't know why I was surprised by that outcome, but that's exactly what y'all gave me. So thank y'all very much for that. Your kind words and your support and everything. It really does mean a lot. It shows me that everything that I do is worth it. And, obviously you could say it's worth it because you're doing it for yourself, but part of the fulfillment from me is the fact that our community is actively thriving, it is actively growing, and you guys do actually enjoy the content that I put out. So just the fact that, for starters, this We Need to Talk video where I just kind of spill my emotional fucking guts out got 27 new subscribers is kind of interesting, I think. But man, that was, I don't know. It was a good response. I do greatly appreciate you guys. We got a shit ton of likes. I don't remember where I can find likes at. Engagement. Here we go. Yeah. Well, it says likes versus dislikes. 98.8% likes. It's not gonna give me a number amount, is it? I was like, just tell me how many fucking likes I got, brother. Whatever. Honestly, it's not important. Anyway, I did just want to share that and say thank you guys for all of your love and support. Speaking of love and support, I am now officially on Patreon. I did in fact start a Patreon page, channel, whatever. And I'm trying to share a lot more content on it. I know I promised you guys world building content and everything. So Patreon's kind of going to be that central hub for all of our content, all of our world building content and everything like that. I really hate the idea of just regurgitating, videos that we already did. That's also why I haven't done anything on TikTok or Instagram lately, is because, like, the best, most common sense thing to do for that additional growth or channel presence, I guess, is by taking videos we've already used, cut them up, and then post them out there on TikTok in short form video content. And I don't want to do that. I absolutely hate the idea of just regurgitating content that we've already fucking made. And so when I created this Patreon, the concept, the idea was to have something unique and original that we can put on to Patreon specifically. Now, obviously, for those of you who don't know, Patreon is kind of like a paid subscription website. We do have membership tiers, but it is all also very like roleplay-esque into the deep lore of Titanscar and the Titanscar saga, which, for those of you who don't know, is our major world building project and the fantasy book series that I hopefully will get down to writing. But yeah, there are paid memberships for sure that give you different benefits, mostly regarding just world building content, like early access stuff. There is also a shop where I'm quote unquote selling. It's mostly just digital assets that you guys can utilize yourselves. But then on top of that, there is also, you could just be a free member and join in and enjoy some of the free content that I put out. So my library of content so far. Yeah, I've got some free stuff out here, nothing too crazy. I've only got the 5 posts so far, but I also just set it up like 2 days ago, yesterday. So the goal is to, put in our world building and our writing project progress and everything into this Patreon. There will be a lot of free content for you guys to utilize, so I don't want you to think that because you're a YouTube member, you suddenly can't get any of the benefits from Patreon. That's not what I was trying to do here. The Patreon memberships are mostly there to help give additional support to the content creator and the community, if you choose. Like, obviously, paying out of pocket per month is not something that's an absolute requirement of being a member. But or even to just enjoy the content, you know what I'm saying? But it's an option there that'll help give me the avenue I need to continue to do this for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, money stuff aside, we are here to have some fun. So, let us have some fun. Now, as for all of our faction builds when it comes to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, brother, for your dinner, get a nice burger on me. My man. Oh, what a kick-ass dude. I fucking love that man. Yeah, what a badass. I love you, buddy. Can everyone have a character or just YouTube members? We're going to go for just YouTube members. I do Alexander the Brave. Yeah, I can make that happen. I remember because Alexander the Brave was supposed to be in the Hill Knight series and then in the Horse Lord series. Now, before we jump into this faction build, I do want to let you guys know the Horse Lord series is postponed for the foreseeable future. It's quite unfortunate. The only reason why is because I was recording like 2 to 3 episodes. I'm trying to bulk record so y'all have content for daily uploads. I was bulk recording content. I went through like 2 or 3 episodes, or 2 or 3 like different sittings of recording, about like 2 hours a piece. And when I got down to editing those 2-hour clips, it turned into like a 45-minute long video, which isn't a bad thing. The reason why it's concerning to me is because all of that extra editing had to be done because of all the game crashes. There's so many bugs and conflicts with the mod list that I have. So I have to go back through and figure out like what's going on with my mods, which ones I have to cut out, how it's going to affect the role play that we've done, and everything like that. So, for the time being, we will be playing a different series, I suppose. And the Hill Knights is not done yet. I do have more Hill Knights videos ready to upload. I'm trying to time my shit properly so I can do daily uploads without, running out of content for you guys. I'm also going on vacation in about a week's time, so I will be gone and away from the computer for about a week. So I will have content for you guys that will upload while I'm gone, but then not. Yeah, maybe. I was trying to think what would make more sense, but yeah, I'm going on vacation soon, so I will be away from the computer, so I'm trying to have content bulk recorded and ready to upload for you guys while I'm gone. But anyway, so the Hill Knights is still going. Horse Lords has been postponed, and we're trying something new. We're going to try something new. We've actually returned to a mod list that we've used previously, even if, temporarily. I think you guys would enjoy it. So I'm very, very excited. But anyway, so going back to what Sir Ignacio was saying about his mom returning from Scotland, I actually have a Scotland-inspired build that I want to try out here. We will be playing in close relations with the Battanians of Calradia, but we're not going to be a Battanian ourselves. And I will get into that once we actually start the build. But for now, I want to see what you guys are thinking as far as a banner. Now, our faction is... I really don't want to spoil anything, but I'm going to spoil everything anyway. So, essentially, this faction build is built around the premise of a Scottish-inspired heavy infantry-only challenge. I know that sounds really ridiculous, but I do think it's going to be really, really interesting to see implemented, especially against cavalry, especially against horse archers. I want to see what we can get done. And when I say infantry only, I don't mean we're not going to have any rangers, we're not going to have any cavalry. I just mean our main focus, the bulk of our forces, will be heavy infantry. We will have, obviously, a couple of lines of longbowmen or archers or whatever have you, and maybe some light cavalry like skirmishers or chasers, outriders, whatever, flanking formations for cavalry and whatnot, but mostly just heavy infantry. The goal is to make this knightly faction, this knightly order, because y'all know my obsession, where well, I mean, we did a poll on it previously, and it was like neck and neck with like horse lords and heavy infantry only. And the tagline that I utilized to help like hook y'all in was they believe that true honor comes from fighting your foe like face to face, like on the ground. So they don't utilize horses for their combat. Anyway, that being said, what should our aesthetic be? What should our faction look like? What should our banner look like? What kind of symbolism and color schemes are we going to utilize for this faction build? What I was thinking is a solid like green on red, or red on green. I mean, like a something like that, kind of like the Tarleys of Horn Hill. I think that's kind of interesting, because it's gonna give that Battanian vibe. But even then, like, we can alter the background of this as well and make it a little more. Oh, hello there. Just a little more stylized, even. I feel like that'd be pretty interesting. Give me the great kilt or give me nothing. Interesting. Blue and gray. I'm into that idea too. I think blue and gray would be really cool. Flaming heart with 2 swords with a horse overlay. My thing is, we're gonna try and stay away from the horse motif, just because we do still plan on using the horse lords, and that one has that horse symbolism and everything. The horse is just here to, it was a placeholder, like that's it. Have a clan tartan. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm down with that. Yeah, the idea came to my mind literally this morning when I woke up, and for whatever reason I was just thinking like kilt and plate. Kilt and plate. Kilt and plate. Like, how badass would that be? And so I went scrolling on Pinterest, and sure as shit I found this really cool like digital art that somebody else made of plate armor knights with kilts and shit charging in a battle, and I was like, fuck yes, dude, this is gonna be absolutely epic. Now, somebody brought up blue and gray. Now, my thinking here is gray is gonna be our background, like a nice like steely stone, like cold gray color, right? So I'm thinking this is a little too on like the brownish side. So is this one. I need almost like a blue tone gray. Like, this is nice, but it's got to be like dark enough and not too blue, You have to have, it's almost like predominantly gray with like blue undertone. Unfortunately for us, our options are pretty limited. I do like this one, so I think this is going to be my placeholder for now until we find something else. And then as far as the blue goes, I'm thinking just the... Yeah, but then the colors clash a little too much. So I do need just kind of more of a neutral gray, I guess. Fuck. Oh, there's this one. Nah, that's more like sky blue. There's not really any gray in that, you know what I'm saying? That one too, yeah. That's a little too warm. And that's borderline white, honestly. Yeah, the color selection here is not the greatest. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we could go for this, but then again, it's just brown. There's just no, like, neutral gray color, because then you've got this charcoal black, and then you've got deep black, which isn't gonna suit us either. What about white on blue? Ooh, white on blue is not a bad color scheme either, because then you could go bada bing and bada boom. Oh, well, that's not the white I was looking for. What about this one? What is this white? Oh, that one. Okay. So this white is this white. Got it. I mean, white on blue is not bad either. I think that's pretty cool. I'm personally advocating for adding some sort of tartan pattern as the background, or even like a patch. I'm down for that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, what do you guys think? Cookie, good day from the land down under, Lord Commander. Yellow over green. Yellow over green is not bad. Blue on white is not bad either, so I think that's definitely got one of mine. I still really want to try the blue on gray, but I can't find a blue that I like. But they said yellow on green, so I'm just gonna pick the yellowest yellow. I mean, that's not bad. It's almost like Rohirrim-esque. That's not bad. But the question is, what's so here's my thing. Whenever I'm doing faction builds like this, we can't just like choose whatever colors like for whatever reason. I feel like the color has to give off the vibe of what our culture or our role play experience is supposed to be, right? So if I'm playing as a ruthless overlord, obviously like blues and greens and golds are not going to give off that vibe, you know. And if I'm playing as like the chivalric hero, the Arthurian legend of knighthood and nobility and honor, I don't think like black and blood red and skull motifs is going to fit that vibe. So my question to you is, are we more good aligned or are we more bad aligned, or are we somewhere in between? And the reason why I ask that specific question is because I've also been really fucking obsessed with Dune lately, and Dune is just, not only is the book really good, but like the movies are really good. And I've been obsessed with I have this Dune t-shirt that I got from a store here in San Antonio, where it literally it's like a soccer jersey, but it's designed to look like Dune. So it's all like this teal / navy blue color with like bronze golden stripes all down it. And then it says Dune on the front, and on the back it says House Atreides. And I've been going around wearing it, just being like, I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis. And so what I wanted to try and implement here is that same concept of like this misguided, almost like holy jihad, you know what I'm saying? So in the mod list that we're playing, we are returning back to Calradia Reworked, where we played as the Knights of Oridon. So that's like Britannia is no longer Britannia; it's the Source Union, and the lands of Landia have been split up between the Scar-Hokar in the north and the Lycelegians, which are more like French style. They're blue on gold, or sorry, gold on blue is their faction color. Whereas the Scar-Hokar have, I think it's like white on red, like that. And theirs is like the Vlandian lion, just a little more stylized, I think, something like that. Yeah. So there's something like that. So this is essentially the culture we'll be picking here. They're kind of a mix of like Western European mixed with like, you know, Northern Norse cultures. And so what I wanted to try to do here, like based off of the main character of this series, was what if he's a mixed breed, right? His father was a Scar-Hokar, but his mother was a Battanian, pre-Source Union, because that's what the faction is called now. They're the Source Union. So I'm thinking that, you know, we learned almost chivalry and knighthood as concepts from our father, but also ruthlessness, whereas from our mother we learned like reverence for the land and love for our I don't know, our culture or our nation, something like that. So we kind of have that mixed bag of like emotions and you know, personal philosophies, and I think that mirrors very well Paul Atreides' character arc from Dune, because his dad was very empathetic towards him and everything like that. He's like, even if you choose not to be the next, you know, head of House Atreides, you'll only ever be what I needed you to be, which is my son. Whereas his mom literally went off world to another planet and started planting seeds in the native cultures like brains, talking about how he's like some prophet from the outer worlds who's gonna come and rescue them and shit like that. So you've got that mixed bag of like, be who you are versus be who I need you to be. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to have that inner turmoil in this character build here. That being said, that inner turmoil and that character is going to bleed into our faction as well. So depending on the colors here, what kind of faction are we building? What kind of ideologies are we building? You know, are we going to lean in more towards the, you know, radical like jihadists and trying to, you know, recreate our culture and to push this ideology of ours out? Or are we more, and that, again, I'm going to go off on another tangent. The reason why I'm thinking of doing it more in that direction towards the Paul Atreides route is because we're always the everyman. You know, we're always just some poor bastard from such and such lands. We're always just some poor nobody from such and such lands who's picked up a sword and decided he's going to be the people's knight. He's the knight for the people. No, this man is the knight for himself. He's the knight for his people. And if you're not one of his people or you don't believe what he believes, you're fucking done. You're done. You know, Lisan al-Gaib. Anyway, sorry. I feel like I should also... Medieval Norway. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Start with tartan lines. Dark red and black for evil kingdoms and light colors for good kingdoms. Yeah. Yeah, tell us what you want and we'll help with colors. I like that. Thank you, Luke. That's pretty cool. In my opinion, I'd say tyrants usually make themselves try not to seem like tyrants. That's true. Black and red with some white. I was thinking more mountain Battanian rather than forest Battanian, you know? Because we have that shield wall mentality, we're doing like a almost heavy infantry shield wall type challenge here. I think the stony gray and the blue would be perfect, especially for like that mountain-esque aesthetic and everything like that. So I'm gonna keep searching for that. I really want to try and make this you know, this gray and blue work out here. But it's not working out in my favor, so that's pretty cool. Kind of like an off-white or like a cool white. Yeah. In the end, it still looks like blue on white, you know what I'm saying? Chaotic neutral? Yeah, for sure. Fuck Norway, go Denmark. Yeah. Don't F Norway. Yeah, don't do that. Oh yeah, you can definitely do cheat mode in Bannerlord. And once we get down into the build, I can definitely show you guys. Sir Adrian Carton de Wart. Gray and gold or gray and blue would look good for Mountain Britannia. I agree. I'm down for this blue as like the main sigil, but I'm struggling to find the gray tone that I want. Because I really wish that this had worked out the way I was hoping. Because the rest of these are just too blue, and these other grays are just too white. Like, this could be our best bet here. But even then, it's like an eggshell kind of white. This is a little too dark. That's a little too white. Yeah. And this is a little too dark. There's no just, like, central, like, neutral color fucking gray tone in this game. And it's gonna drive me insane. That's so unfortunate. But alas, I suppose it is alright. Maybe it's not meant for us to be this way, because this is too sky blue. It's not even gray. And this is just too dark. Fuck. Castle or shield on the banner would be great too. I agree. I was thinking something that'll, you know, help shape nicely to the shield styles we're also looking towards. But we'll see what happens. Berserkers were a thing, but they were more elite than your average Viking. That's true. That is true. Fuck, I'm really struggling here, guys. I mean, we might be able to go black and blue. I think black and blue is also not a bad thing. And then we can offset it, right, by doing some like white tone or something. Somehow. Ooh. I think that's not bad, honestly. I think that's something that's pretty cool here. Now here's my thing though. Here's how I typically do it. Is I'll make the whole thing black. I'm down to keep the blue as the sigil, right? But we definitely need to add in the I'm thinking add in like a symbolic mountain, right? And we can make it just like one of these off-white colors. Like this one's perfect. Right? And then just blow it the fuck up. And move it down just a tad bit. Yeah, the triangle is like the mountain, exactly. Gonna make it nice and tall. And I was gonna put our main sigil. We don't have to go for the lion. I do think the lion looks pretty good, but we can go for something else, something that represents more of what we're trying to do here. And I would want to keep it pretty simple, like a simplistic design for the most part, at least starting off, because then as our roleplay or as our campaign goes along, we can start to fill it with more symbolism for the different achievements we've done. So say we finally become a king, boom, just add in a crown right here in this empty space. It would be perfect, you know? Bear instead of a lion, I'm down with that. I think a bear would be really cool. The voice cracks today are horrendous. I don't know why y'all aren't laughing at me every second of the day. Oh, beer. Beer instead of a lion, you son of a bitch. The savage and mountain lion. Ooh, that's true. I like that idea. Because then you've got... like, because this is like a noble lion, right? But then you've got the savage mountain lion. That's pretty cool. Why is this so off-center? Maybe it's not. Hold on. I think he's just awkwardly sized. There we go. Bear and Lion Knight. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So if not this lion, we could all, or if not the other bear either, we could go for like this savage bear right here, this savage looking thing. I think this is pretty cool. I think this is a bear, right? I'm pretty sure that's a bear. I will say though, I am kind of down for the lion. I think the savage mountain lion looks pretty cool. I just wanted to like fill the space a little bit more. Sorry, there's like a bug or some shit flying around here. Little bastard. The intention was to try and make it look like there were castles coming off the side of the mountain. I really don't know where I'm going with this anymore, if I'm being honest. I don't think it looks bad, though. Now the only question would be like, how would it translate into the game, you know? I still don't think it's a bad design by any means. Not at all. Why do I look like I'm disappointed in y'all? No, that's just my thinking face, I swear. The banana bandit strikes again? Damn. What can our characters at the bottom do? Everything, because I feel like this is... I feel like this, that you... actual thing here at the bottom. And how do you get gold? I'm so sorry. I don't know what you're... It looks like more that the mountain, it's the castle. Yeah. It's a mountain with castle things on it. Think the wall is too much? Yeah, that's what I was worried about too. It's definitely not fitting into the aesthetic here. Ooh. No, it's definitely not fitting into the aesthetic here. Maybe do a design without having something in the center. That's what I was thinking too. Oh, the small... Oh, my bad. Okay. So a dwarven farm? Jesus. Basically. Alright. Here's what I'm thinking. We're going to pull some inspiration real quick. Yeah, we're going to pull some inspiration. There's a lot of cool stuff here. I like this. I'm always a fan of like a solid Celtic cross, if I'm being honest. But obviously, like the colors don't have to be the same. I think a really cool Celtic cross would be pretty interesting, actually. Search Denmark coat of arms. Okay. 3 blue lions on yellow. That's not bad. I mean, it would be a really simplistic design, but I think it would be really, really cool at the same time. So imagine, like, we went back to that savage lion look. Yeah, because I'm not really a fan of the rest of these lions. I mean, unless we went for this one, but even then, this is the lion design that they have for the Skarhokar. So it'll be this white lion on a red background. But I still really like the concept of our blue on black, right? So I'm thinking we could do... It'll be almost like a mix of the Clegane sigil. Why does that look kind of fire? I don't know what that shape is, but it looks pretty good. Alright. Yeah, we could do like a mix of the Clegane symbol. And do like 3 lions just kind of stacked overhead. Blue on black is sick. Nice. I don't know. I still think that's pretty sick, honestly. Knightly, oh, the man. A biblically accurate angel. True. That is true. You can do a lion and a bear. That's true. I could do a lion and a bear. Yeah, because I was thinking... I do really enjoy this idea, but imagine like we add in the shield motif as well. And then on either side of that shield, almost like the supporters and a coat of arms, would be like a lion on one side and a bear on the other side. I think that would be pretty badass. Look at this fucking thing. That's crazy. That is a crazy design. That's absolutely kick-ass. Look at those swords, man. God, that is beautifully done. That is actually very, very cool. That's a solid design right there. This one's cool too. I like the sun motif. Very Nilfgaard, I think. Yeah, that's pretty kick-ass. Look at this one too. Also very Nilfgaard. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there are some really creative people here on this game and this platform, stuff like that. So very grateful to be here among some of the greats, to be sure. See, now what if we added back the big castle wall, but did it in the background, kind of like how the waves are here? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Also do something like that. Yeah, lots of great designs. Really, really great designs. This one's cool too. Interesting. All right. Some solid designs, to be sure. So let's hold on. Give me a second. We're gonna think this through here, lads and lasses. All right, this is going to be a very trust the process type of build here. So just give me a moment. All right, give me a moment. Oof. Oh, that's already not working out in my favor. Immediate regret. I hate going for like this basic shield look though. It's really not my favorite. Not really a fan of this one either, if I'm being honest. It's not bad. Read comment on mountains further up, you silly thing. 'Cause, 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 Can also do 2 triangles for mountains, one big and one smaller. Blue on black, and then white triangles for snow tops. True. A lion riding a sword as a rocket flying into space. Ridiculous. Y'all are ridiculous. Because it's infantry based, on one side you have a sword and on the other side a shield. And maybe a lion representing a sword and a bear representing the shield. Be interesting. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. I don't know. I'm struggling here, lads. This one's tough. This one's a tough design, to be sure. It's almost perfectly sized. Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling here, lads. I really think that you can't go wrong with a solid, like, Celtic cross. So I think that's what I'm going to shoot for here. It's something inspired by this without being it, directly. Now, here's the reason why I try to go for such, like, symmetrical builds. It's so that the sigil itself looks good, both on a vertical shield or on a horizontal banner. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm thinking is we can do something here with almost like a Crusader style cross, but just make it look more Celtic. And then obviously it'll be different colors. It'll be the blue and the black for our mountain clan. What if we went red and black? I know blue and black looks good, but what if we went red and black? You know? I don't know. Y'all let me know. I think the blue and black looks fine, but we could also, try something else. So y'all let me know. The shark hat gave me the edge. Oh my god. Yeah, good old Knightley. My man. Love that guy. If y'all don't know already, we are visited by a fellow content creator and absolute monstrous unit of a man who is in the Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord community. So y'all go and follow Sir Knightley's go follow his channel. Is Knightley dueling right now? Hold on. I'm pulling it up on my phone. Oh, he's not. Okay. I thought Knightley was dueling. That's a shame. I was hoping I'd be able to add that in somewhere, but it looks like it's not going to happen, lads. So we'll have to find something else to do. I am still down to use this blue badass right here. This guy right here, brother. Yep, that guy right there, right in the center. I think it looks pretty good, honestly. Ooh. See, I like that idea. Luke. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna try a couple of different ideas, and we'll choose which one we like the best, honestly. So I was thinking bears as supporters, right? And then bam, bam. That's kind of tough looking. It would look better, I think, if we had lions. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's pretty cool. I do like that. I think that looks really good, honestly. The lions might have to shift just a tad bit. But I think we're getting somewhere. Not bad. Put 4 of them in the black areas and make them blue. I like that idea too, honestly. Here, let's get rid of these guys. We'll come up with something else for that bit of it. But I'm also thinking, like, increase the size here just a tad bit. Nothing super crazy, right? I'm totally down to add the like the blue lions. I don't know. I'm still struggling. Still struggling. Hmm. Not bad. I think it looks pretty good, all things considered. I do appreciate y'all's patience in my time of absolute tomfoolery and dungusry. Because that's exactly what's happening. I'm out here being a dungus. But yeah, it's coming along quite interestingly. Pretty design heavy, I think, but it's not without its merits. That is for sure. Hello? Scroll down. There we go. Thank you. Jesus. Not bad. Kind of liking it so far. It's not our best design, that's for sure, but as I said before, it's definitely got its merits. Hmm. Nice. I think it looks pretty good, all things considered. F for Knightley. Damn, Nat's still around. Pissing me off. I'm getting upset over here, boys. And I have to kill something. Not bad. God damn it, dude. I think we had the right idea with how we had it before. There we go. Good thing we have slots while Lord Commander is stuck. Yeah, my bad, y'all. My bad. But I think that's a solid design. I think it's pretty good. It draws the eye, and it kind of gives off the vibe that I was going for. So it's a bit of you know, it's not have enough currency. Interesting. Come on, Doc. You me, Dr. Block. Oh, I didn't put at, did I? I tend to make things worse the more I overthink them. Heard that. That's pretty valid. Oh, we're out here bombing people now? That's crazy. Y'all are nuts. Ooh, a miss. Come on. That's crazy. Another miss. That's insane. Get his ass. Let's go, Vayne. Nice. Huge victory for Vayne. Nice. Alright, now I got a dual Vayne. Good job, Vayne. Vayne the Unstoppable, huh? Let's see it. Oh, and the duel commences. First strike. Damn, he hits hard. Jesus. Team Vayne. Oh, a miss. Let's go. Oh, a critical hit. Oh, it's anyone's fight. Come on. Oh, come on. We're literally neck and neck. No way. Vayne may have it. Miss, please. Ah, no, he got my ass. That's crazy. Ah, that's insane. Vayne the Unstoppable indeed. May the banana be with you. That's crazy. Team Vayne. That's crazy. Yep. That I'll give you that. Hashtag Team Vayne. That was a good one. Chase Jennings. I accept. I'll do this last duel and then we'll move on to the actual Bannerlord. Damn, he's already got a solid hit on me. That's crazy. Damn. Come on, we're just trading crits back and forth. It's crazy. Nah, no way, man. That's crazy. Ah, 2 defeats in a row? That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild. I think y'all are wild. The crown is yours? I don't think so, buddy. Get out of here. There you go. You're pinned up there. No, I'm just kidding. You are in air jail forever now. Congratulations, Chase. There you will stay. Air jail. Offer some rest. Have a great stream, brother. I appreciate that, Nightly. Get you some sleep, my friend. I appreciate that. Air jail is crazy. Alright. Rejoin your peoples on the ground, you filthy pleb. Alright, what do we think about this this banner design? Does it look alright? Do we need to alter it in any way? I think it looks pretty good, honestly. Oh, shit. Before we move on to the actual gameplay. God damn it, Bobby. It's fucking gnat still. Yeah, I think it's a solid design, honestly. I'm really not too worried about it. Looks wicked? Fuck yeah. I'm down with that. I think it looks really good as well, honestly. It's a mix between, like, that you know, symmetrical, like, solid European style, almost like Crusader vibe with the cross and everything. And then it's still got, like, that you know, quite obvious, like, Celtic style influence as well. So, god damn it, Bobby. Alright, so let's copy this banner down. And let's get to the actual gameplay, y'all. I do apologize for that. But yes, we are playing with the Calradia Reworked mod, which gives us just a bunch of different, you know, factions and cultures to try and everything like that. Last time we played as the Lysalegians. There are also the Scar Hokar. If you notice in the art here for the Scar Hokar, it is Sturgia. So they are kind of sturgeon based, but they're supposed to be a mix between the Vlandians and the Sturgeons. They do hold essentially what is northern Vlandia. So I kind of figured like this would be like the best bet for us here. The Retgeistens are also pretty interesting. But this is that Scar Hokar culture, like their banner and everything like that. And then this is the Sarayan Union. Yeah, a community withdrawn into itself, trying to survive in their woods, whereas we are more of the mountain men type vibe here. So this is what we're going for. I do have a character design that I wanted us to utilize. I think this is the one. Yeah. Cool. But yeah, this is his design. He's kind of a younger man right off the bat, which isn't anything super unheard of. Like, we typically start off our adventures as a young man. However, no, I think it's fine. I think it looks fine, honestly. I'm not too worried about it. He looks okay. Make him a Chad. Best way I know to make him a Chad, give him a beard. Give him a thick beard. Yeah, now he looks like, you you know, a ginger version of Barristan Selmy, of old Barristan the Bold. I think it looks good, honestly. I might just keep it like this, honestly. I do like him with the beard. Give him better hair. I mean, the idea was to make him look more cleaned up and knightly, you know? Like, he's not just some savage warrior. Like, this is what I imagine his father looked like, you know, with, like, the long savage hair, or even this one, long savage hair. Whereas he is more trained under, like, you know, knightly visage and everything like that. I would like to give him, like, the thick beard and everything like that. Second row, second column. Bald. Bald! 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 Give us bald. Bald with a beard. I think it looks good. Not bad. Definitely not bad. Thoughts? Thoughts? Bald with a beard? Bald with a small beard? No, bald with a big beard. Big ginger beard. I like it. Love it. Cool. I like him. Why does his family look like that? That's okay. We can edit his family too. Bald with a stash? No. I think not. Alright, so you were born into a family of the Scarhawk nobles, which will give us +1 to one-handed and throwing. So because we are part of a shield wall formation here, I'm thinking polearm, sword, shield, and maybe that's it. Like, for the most part, we can keep like a bow and arrow with us, like a longbow or something. Or I mean, we are also playing with the what's it called? The RTS camera mod, which allows us to change characters. So if we ever are in a need where we need to fight with ranged rather than, you know, within the shield wall, we can switch to a companion who has a bow and arrow and start popping off shots. So I think for the time being, our focus is going to be one-handed and polearm. Unfortunately, none of these gives us that ability. It gives us one-handed and throwing, which I think is our best bet here. Yeah, your father was a Keegan, a noble unit of the Scarhawk army. Nice. All right, when you were a child, you listened to stories of ... I'd like to think the Masons about fortification structure, just because it kind of adds into that concept of, you know, we're building a shield wall. So understanding structural engineering and like wall structures and everything like that gives them that bit of like that extra tactics and extra engineering. The engineering is kind of just there for whatever, but the tactics is what we're going to utilize a lot. Otherwise, I don't think any of these really help us out here. I really think Masons is going to be our best bet. We could go for like charm and leadership, but I think tactics is going to help us out here. Yeah, you received an education about how to deal with bandits. How to be prepared for a campaign. I think being prepared for a campaign makes the most sense here. Yeah. You did your military service in the militia as ... I'm thinking of footman makes the most sense. One-handed and then endurance. Line breaker wouldn't make too much sense just because we're not going for two-handed weapons here. But a guard would also be pretty interesting. How to deal with against cavalry. Maybe footman. I think the footman would make the most sense here. Yeah. To earn your first salary, you enlisted with the infantry. Yeah, gives us running and more endurance. Wait, what? Tactics, sorry. Yeah, endurance and tactics is what I was thinking of. Silly man. All right, choose your young adulthood. So we were granted the right to make a clan when we dot dot dot. I want to say protected a caravan. I don't really give a shit about the trade increase, but it increases our vigor and our polearm skills and gives us daring as a trait as well. So I think this is a solid start. A new warrior in my personal guard. That's my lord undefeated. Y'all are wild. Yeah, but I think this one's going to serve us best here, in my opinion. Protected a caravan. And we're going to start off this adventure at the age of 30. You are at your prime. Fuck yeah, we are. He's a good looking man, too. I like him. Ooh. Said I had an error pasting the code. There we go. Nice. It looks good, but I think the blue is a little too dark, unfortunately. I do think the black looks really good, though. So what I'm thinking is, what if we went red for everything? Yeah, but even the red's still kind of dark on it, isn't it? Interesting. I do think the red looks better, in my opinion. Dark gray as a background instead of the black. I like that one better, I think. That doesn't look bad. I don't think that's bad at all. I think it's too busy. It's like, it's a solid design, but I think all of this here just makes it too busy. It's too cluttered. You know what I'm saying? Damn it. Now I'm overthinking the design. Fuck. No, I'm just playing. Just comes with the territory. I guess. Damn it. What if we tried, like, black on red? Like, imagine that, you know? Thoughts? Black on red. Thoughts? Cryo, hello. Yeah, you like the red and black. It's kind of like Sith Empire meets like the Fire Nation. Honestly, but I think it looks really good. I think it's a solid design. Everything is a lot like easier to read, to react to. Um yeah, I like it a lot. I think it looks pretty good. Nah, we'll go back to the white. I think the white looks better, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. Very nice. Solid design. Alright, now we gotta give ourselves a name. What is our faction name here, guys? Something kind of Scottish, something kind of Celtic, I guess. Um, but also something kind of menacing and red. You know? Red and black. in in theory and whatnot. I think it looks pretty good though, all things considered. House Vane. You know, I'm actually not mad at that. House Vane. Heart's Vane. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I do like Heart's Vane. But it's not like HEA art. It's HA art. Svane? Heart's Vane? Nah, hold on. Too many A's. Heart's Vane. I'm not mad at it. I think it looks really good. How's Heart's Vane? Sounds good? Nice. Norman. His name is Norman Heartsvane. That's not bad. Jesus, dude. This fucking gnat is gonna piss me off. No idea where he came from, and I don't know why he's here, but he won't leave me the fuck alone! Alright, what do we need? What are we naming our guy? Our main character, Norman, Turston, Berold, Rosalind, Gifford. Mederick is a name. Rodolphe. Gunnar Heartsvane. I'm not mad at that. Gunnar Heartsvane. Yeah, he looks pretty good. Yeah. Gunnar Heartsvane. I think it's too many AR sounds. Gunnar Heart. You know, Gunnar Art. Gunnar Art. What the fuck is wrong with me? Alright, let's keep searching. I think Gunnar is pretty good. I think we're on the right path here. This is Carden Heartsvane. Onfroy. Tybolt. Sewell. Oswin Heartsvane. Botolf. Bergtor. Gerald. Randolph. Oh, Heston Heartsvane. I'm not mad at that. I think that's pretty cool. Hold on. Heston. INN. Heston Heartsvane. I think that's a solid name, but now I want to give him hair. I don't really see Heston being, you know, bald. Koi fish? Koi fish? What does that mean? Like the content creator? Because I love koi fish. Yeah, Heston Heartsvane. I think that's good. Does Koi Fish have a character named Heston? Yeah, you can change the hair in the city. Yeah, I have mods in place that will allow me to change my character's hair, so I'm not too worried about it. Ernst. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on Heston. I think Heston Heartsvein is pretty good. Heston Heartsvein. Not bad. We will be playing on Bannerlord difficulty, just turning off battle death for player hero. Obviously, as the adventure goes on, once we reach like I want to say like a clan tier 2 or 3, we will turn on the death for all mod and make it so that our characters will die. He's addicted to play with Heston. That's funny. I didn't know that. That's actually pretty cool. Anyway. Yeah, everything turned on. I'm not going to turn on Iron Man mode because we are playing with an ass load of mods. Yeah, but otherwise everything else can stay on and we can start our game. This is going to be interesting, lads. Finally, we've finally made it in. And so now, if we go to our clan and we click on our man Heston, we can edit his appearance. I do want to make him beefy as fuck now. He's not super tall, but he is beefy as fuck. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. Actually, I want to like... There we go. That's fine. That's good. Yeah, Heston Heartsvein. So, hair options. Y'all hated this idea, but for whatever reason, I like it. He looks very Crusader like this. So this is an option, or this is an option. Very Ned Stark. This is also my go-to look. This is literally what every single one of my Bannerlord characters look like in the end. They always end up looking like this. Or we could go for this one. Heston Heartsvein. The Viking Crusader. The Northern Crusader. See, this is more Celtic style, I think. Very Ned Stark. Or you could go for this one. I'm not really a fan of that one. So I'm thinking either the braids or this one. Thoughts? Give me a 1 for the Ned Stark look. Give me a 2 for the Viking braids. 1 or 2. Put it in chat. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Got 2 votes for 1, 1 for 2. That's funny. That's going to give me a headache. 1. Ignacio said 3. So 1, 1, 2, 2. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 votes for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes for 2. So we're going with 2. Yeah, we're gonna go for 2. So Heston Heartsvein. I think he looks good. He really does look like a solid mix between cultures. Like he has the long braided hair and everything, but he's got like that nice, you know, cleaned up beard. So it's not like super, you know, it's not super beard. It's not Viking beard. It's just beard, Western European beard with like the northern style, you know, hair braids and everything like that. I think he looks really good. So Heston Heartsvein. Very nice. And so now our man Heston has hair. Oh, and he starts off with a little headband by default. That's pretty cool. I didn't notice. Not bad. So Heston Heartsvein. Not bad. Not bad at all. Feels like an Uhtred look. I feel that. That's pretty cool. Medium beard, long hair. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I do like Uhtred of Bebbanba. But here we are. This is the map of Calradia Reworked. So the lands of the Skarhokar. This is where our father was born. And then the lands of the Sorayan Union. This is where our mother was born. So we obviously were brought up, raised as a, you know, as a Skarhokar. We have that bit of that savagery side to us, but we've also learned chivalry and honor and everything like that from our southern neighbors, being the Lyselegians. But our personal goal, our character's goal, is actually to return to the lands of our mother and learn the ways of being a Highlander. So while we have like this kind of rugged, rustic look to us, a lot of our aesthetic is going to revolve around having like kilts and plate armor. We are playing with a couple of additional mods on than we had in the last, you know, playthrough with this mod list. But anyway, so we have options here, guys. Do we want to go for custom units first or custom companions first? And when I say custom companions, I also mean like lords and ladies and shit like that, because y'all know how I love having our kingdoms with like unique characters. Like we have King Louis of the Lyselegians, but we could also obviously change that up. Who is the leader of our chiefdom? Hardween. See, we can change this character up. So who wants to be King Hardween of the Skarhokar, the High Chief of the Skarhokar? Because we can change up some of these characters for sure. The Sorayan Union is actually a female ruler and head of the Fengrufendok. Yeah, she's the matriarch of the Sorayans. I would love to keep a female leader of the Sorayans. That'd be pretty cool. And then I'm kind of down to keep Louis how he is, just because I can already tell that I'm going to hate this man. I think he looks good. I think he's a solid character design, and he looks a lot more villainous than he's letting on. So I'm thinking when time comes around, we will most definitely go to war against Louis, especially because they're such heavy cavalry, and we're going to be almost like specifically heavy infantry. So those are the characters that I'm mostly worried about. Y'all remember the Lustriums, these fucking people. And then I think there's the Kratorios Empire, Emperor Stratos. So if y'all wanted to, we can also create an imperial bad guy that we wanna kill. But these are the three that I'm worried about. So the leader of our kingdom, the leader of our mother's kingdom, and then the leader of the empire, who we're gonna hate, obviously. Make me a Skarhokar chieftain? Hell yeah, dude. Can I be the imperial? Fuck yeah, you can. Heck yeah. From bandit to king. Banana bandit to banana king. I'll be the bad guy. That's funny. Y'all are great. I think the bad guy is actually going to be Balduin of the Lustrium, just because I fucking hate these guys. And while they resemble the Crusader states and everything like that, they've lost their way. They have lost their way, and it's our responsibility to perform our holy jihad and bring people back to the way of the way that things were. See, damn, we even have Varcheg. I didn't notice that. It's pretty cool. Not bad. We have Oxhall down here, Veriksand, Ormenfad, Rovolt, Ostikan, Tiram, and Sargith. Not bad. Oh, all the way down here to Svenrin Castle and Deneen Castle. Not bad. Name him Luke. I want to be a villain. Nice. Go to war against him because he is French. Yeah. Oh, the French bastard. Oh, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. There's also these guys over here. These guys kind of remind me of Germany, like medieval Germany. So if we want, we could also tag these guys. The Rechtgeist. Eric. King Eric. Or Chancellor of the Rechtgeistens. So Chancellor Eric of the Rechtgeistens. So I'm going to let y'all bring me your suggestions in the Discord. If you are a Discord member, throw your character suggestions in the character suggestion channel of the Discord server. What character you want to take over as. If you want to become a leader or a lord, y'all can collaborate on creating these different leaders and kings and whatever. And then, of course, if you want to have a companion that we could potentially throw into the campaign or the series, then again, throw that in the character suggestion channel as well, and we'll make it happen. The only reason I'm not going to do the custom characters in this for now is because I want us to together create our custom units, and then I do actually have to end this stream pretty soon. just because I have a lot of content I've got to record and upload for you guys, and I open in the morning, and I'm about to go on vacation, so I'm not going to be able to do it for quite some time. So for the time being, we're going to stop in here in Ostican and pick up some custom units. That's not what I wanted. Recruit troops. There we go. So we have recruits. There's no elite recruits here, so forgive me while I do some fast traveling. We're gonna stop by bottom here. We're gonna teleport. Just another recruit, not an elite recruit. What about you? Ormenfard typically has elite recruits, right? Bastards. I mean, I'll take them too. I'm not exactly hurting for money right now. Come on, Varexend. Give me recruits. Fuck, dude. What the hell is going on? What about On Guard? Named after On Guard Castle. No? Nothing? Brother, what is happening right now? There we go, finally. All I needed was one, because then it'll give me access to the whole, like, troop tree. Anyway. Also, y'all start thinking, where is our home? Where's our home at? Like, where were we born? I'm thinking the village of Ormenfard would make the most sense. Because then it'll give us reason to travel between, like, Oxhall and Carbon Seth. So we have grown accustomed in our youth to living right here on the edge where those cultures collide and those cultures mix. Because remember, while we may be a Skarhokar, our goal is to return to the lands of our mother's birth and learn the ways of being a Highlander. So we're a Western-style knight with that northern ruggedness who's learning to become a Highlander. Like that Highlander chivalry. You know what I'm saying? The Blood Vein, an elite horseman who charged to protect at the heart. F for mom. F bro. Maybe, but Sander Clegane is in the chat? That's crazy. I will be your mother. Oh my. Interesting. Y'all are weird. The Highlander, he's mine. I'll fight you, boy. Ah, not Sandor Clegane. That's crazy. Did I say the mountain? I meant the hound, dude. Dumbass. My bad. If anyone is in Discord is up for it, I would like to be a companion of the villain. Yeah, I mean, y'all get to creating, you know? Like, we'll definitely make something happen for you guys. The Grey Guard, a very heavy infantry regiment. That's cool. I like that idea too. Now here's my thing. I want to switch up these color schemes again. Don't hate me. Oh, we already tried the red on black, didn't we? Do we like the red on black or the black on red? Connor McLeod. End the stream with explosions? Y'all are goofy as hell. I don't know. I might have to rethink this this banner. I like it, but it's really just not fitting the vibe that I was hoping for. I don't know what it is about it, but something just feels kind of off. And I'm not really with the current vibe that it's giving right now. Yeah, I'm overthinking it. Maybe it's too dark. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I don't know. It'll be a good placeholder for now. I'll probably mess around with it and make something happen with it eventually. But anyway, we are gonna move on. and get some shit done here. So we're gonna start with our regular infantry troops. We will be going for the Scarhawk culture here, even though we are gonna be basically a mixed bag of, like, you know, Battanian troops and everything like that as well. We're gonna start pretty low. Tier 6 cav or infantry? Infantry. This is an infantry focused build. Our cavalry is gonna be like lightly armored and mostly like outriders, people to go around and flank positions and shit. It's not gonna be anything super huge like that. So goodbye, my Lord Vane. Thank you for your input and for beating me in a duel. I loved that. Thanks for that. But anyway, so our recruit, how did we want to do this? Because then the way we name our troops will also determine our military structure. Are we going for like a solid military structure where it's like cadets, recruits, levies, stuff like that? Or are we going for more of a community focus, like when you join House Heart's Vein, it's not signing up for a military, it's joining an order. You know what I'm saying? Is that something? Conscripts is a good one. I think that's not bad at all. A Varangian type unit? Yeah, that'd be pretty badass. I like that idea. Conscripts? I don't know about that one. Squires? Not quite. I don't like the idea that we're starting off with squires in our basic units, I think conscripts is pretty good. What is the term of, like, say we took enemy prisoners as slaves and then we forced them to fight for us? Would that also be like forced conscription, like conscripts? Volunteer because of the mother. Oh, like a Battanian volunteer? That would make sense. We've used volunteer before. Slave soldiers, slaves, bananas, good one. We have a very organized and disciplined force, yeah. That's what I was thinking too. I think volunteer is cool. Greeks call them helots. Yeah, that is true. Meat shield. Fuck no, that sounds awful. Oh my god, that was ruthless. They're a meat shield. Jesus Christ. I don't know how I feel about that one. I think volunteer is a good one. Let's stick with volunteer for now. Maybe we might switch it up for the time being. But we're going to disable the gear restrictions and then total? Yeah, there we go. That way we can give them one-handed, we'll give them potential polearm, throwing, and then just some basic athletics to start off. And then we do need to put up our filters. So 0 and 1. Yeah. Culture. Now here's the thing. I wanna try something out. I wanna see something. If y'all wouldn't mind indulging me for the time being. Okay, yeah, see, I knew it. So we have to find the right culture that's gonna give us. There we go. Yeah, because this has all of the Western European style armor that we'll be looking for. So we need to use the Lyselegian and the Sarayan, I think, to give us the armor we're looking for. Because the Scarhawk don't have anything. At least nothing like specific to them, And I think it's going to be the same. Yeah, it'll be the same here. Because these are the added in cultures. But we have to choose the ones that have like the vanilla cultures and everything attached. So it'll be the Lysoloi and the Sarayans. I don't really feel like we need the Sturgeon armors here, but I'm gonna throw it in there just in case, just so we have that additional like breathing room for creativity. Now, as for our volunteers, because we're starting off really low in tier, I'm thinking basic gear, basic weaponry. Like they can have some head wraps, maybe some hoods. Nothing super serious. Yeah, like really, like not any kind of armor rating, but just like clothing essentially. We have a bunch of different hood options. So there's like this cloth hood here. Oh well, I'm not really a fan of how that looks, if I'm being honest. I don't like how it floats off the neck, because then we're gonna be forced to. Yeah, there we go. I think that one's a little bit better. It looks almost cultish as well, so I think that's pretty interesting. Yeah, and then give them like some tartan capes, some hoods, a tartan cloak. Heavy tartan scarf. Yeah, and again, just like no real like semblance of any kind of like armor. So none of this stuff just yet. Not any of the super heavy stuff. We might have to, because I am playing with what's it called? Damn. The realistic battle mod, which means that your armor rating does in fact matter. It has to matter. Yeah. But I think having some essentially some meat shields would be the right idea here as well. So I'm not too mad at it. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Give him some wildling armor. Or some armored baggy trunks. It's not bad. Highland kilt over tartan trousers. Have some robes, some robe options. It's not bad. Yeah, give them shields, even the smallest ones, or they'll be useless. Yeah, give them like a tartan tunic. Yeah, there we go. Maybe a few of them have like some semblance of armor, or some kind of like additional padding. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Some heavy tunics for Calders. It's not bad. There we go. Nothing too crazy. I'm suddenly not a fan of the hood though. It's not like there's not that many options here. Damn. Why is there a tier 1 Western banded leather cap helmet? That's pretty interesting. Very interesting. I was hoping that headband thing would be here. Maybe it's under like no culture. So let's take a look real quick. Because then we can just start them all off with like a basic headband, you know? And there'll be like a trial phase here. You know, if you survive your first couple of battles, we'll replace your headband with an actual helmet. There's a laurel headband, so we're on the right track. It's got to be here somewhere. I promise that there's one here. Circlet. There we go. I mean, it's a southern style leather headband, but look at that. Bada bing. Excuse me. But they all start off with like a basic ass tribal headband, and if they survive, you were like, you know, it's like the mark of the volunteer. You know, they tie back their hair or whatever with this headband, and then if they survive their first couple of battles and they level up into you know, increase their rank, they take off the headband and they can get a helmet. Something like that. This one? Okay, I see what you mean. The woodland cloth armor. Just because it doesn't have the same color scheme on it. I get that. I get that. Alright. We can definitely change it up. I'm thinking maybe one of these tunics from the Vercol. Oh, whoops! Actually, I see what I did. Sarayan, Lysalegian, and Vercalder. Oof. That one's a little too bright, I think. Maybe that one. That's not bad. I'll take it. Prospects to join the order. There we go. I like that idea. That's a solid one right there. As for hand armor, I'm thinking just like some basic like rugged leather, honestly. Awesome blackened leather gloves. That's pretty kick-ass. Yeah, I think the black leather gloves is gonna look sick. Yeah, that looks pretty sick. I just want to take a look and see if there's anything else that stands out, you know? Nice. There are some tier 1 armors that are pretty interesting. Yeah, certainly not bad. Well, now here's the thing. No, I like what I'm thinking. Okay, so obviously with tier 1 armors, things are a little difficult, especially when we're playing with what's it called? The realistic battle mod, right? And the reason why I say that, I mean, we're starting off with tier 0 armor, so they're not even wearing armor. So that makes sense, even though it's a tier 1 troop. So never mind. Ignore what I'm saying. You have them Third Reich flag colors? No. We don't do any of that Nazi shit here. Fuck that. Should call the weakest units meat shields because they take the arrows for the actual warriors. I think it's I think that'll be more of a what's it called? Like a slang term for them. You know what I'm saying? So like the people at the higher tiers, they look down at the prospects and they're like, they're meat shields. But we officially call them, you know, prospects. Use a lot of maces. I'm down to use maces. It's gonna help plow through some plate armor for sure. I love the idea of the black gloves too, though. The black leather gloves. I think they look pretty good. And then black leather boots. I see what you mean now. I understand what it is you meant. My bad. My bad. Not intentional, but I think it's an interesting design choice nonetheless. I am going to get rid of this hood, though. I think we always use the hood aesthetic, so I'm thinking we can definitely go for something else. Yeah, the fringed cape should be fine. I think that's perfect. Yeah, some solid options here. Not bad. So now it's time for weaponry. Obviously, they're going to need one-handed weapons. So let's go for one-handed shield polearm. Throne. Yeah, that way we can filter it out pretty easily. Alright, so it looks like our opening weaponry is pretty basic. It's looking like a couple of maces and this druidic sickle. I think the iron sickle is actually a pretty interesting thing to add in here, so I'm going to throw that in there. And then we can get some... Let's go for the knobbed club. Yeah. We'll just do like 2 and 2. So sword or club essentially is how they spawn in. They're all gonna get a shield, even if just a really basic fucking shield. 260. We'll give them the weakest shield. It's literally just such a small, weak shield. As far as throwing weapons, we have these throwing axes. We'll go for the ones that are heavier. It's only comes with 2, but I think starting them off with just 2 and seeing if they survive is going to be a pretty interesting ordeal here. All right, not bad. So we've got the makings of our military structure. Keep thinking of a different idea for prospect. I'm thinking something a little less like modern tone, you know. Stone shields is good too. I like that idea. That is not bad. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. I don't know. Like I keep going back, man. I keep going back because I'm really just not a fan of this banner anymore. I like the concept of it. Yeah, but I'm really struggling here. I'm really struggling to get to get this concept down pat. So I do apologize. That's kind of tough. I don't know. It's also the color scheme. I'm really just not feeling the color scheme anymore either. So it's hard to find like the proper names and the proper style and vibes that I'm going for here. That being said, I will absolutely spend like 8 million hours on this build if I don't put an end to it. So, I do think I'm going to end this live stream here just because I have to get down to business and actually make you guys some super awesome content for the remainder of the week. So I do apologize for ending this stream, but I do hope you guys have fun and I don't know, just come back and see me again, okay? I miss you guys. Put names related to parts of a mountain. I like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Wardens or stone wardens. Yeah. I like that. Very cool. But anyway, I am going to leave this this live stream here. I hope you all had fun, and I hope to see y'all again in the near future. But yeah, that is it. Goodbye, my friends.